Welcome to Source to Podcast.
I love you.
Welcome to the Source to Podcast. My name is Adam.
And I'm Jake the dog. Now, today, I believe that Adam had a couple questions put aside. A lot of the buzz recently has been about secret layers. As of recording this, yesterday, the PlayStation ones dropped. So, Adam, I know you had some stuff to talk about, not just with that drop, but just in general. And I know that just in the community, there's been a whole lot of just talk. So it's about time that we, participated. So what do you got for us?
So, as most of you who are versed in Secret Lair will know, Wizards of the Coast is in kind of troubled waters right now with Secret Lair lately. There's always going to be people having issues with the IPs that they choose to make universes beyond Secret Lairs with. And there's always going to be people that aren't a fan of the Secret Lair, aren't a fan of the art or the theme or whatever. There's always going to be people that aren't fans of that. But I think the consensus of the community is that the problem does not lie within the cards themselves, but in people's ability to get the cards. It was pretty bad with the most recent Artist series, otherwise known as the Demonic Tutor Secret Lair. And it was very prevalent, supposedly, with the PlayStation Network super drop that released on Monday, yesterday, which was October 27th. So today I've brought forth some talking points just to kind of gauge where Thomas and I are at with how we feel about Secret Lair at the moment, kind of what our biggest issues are, and what we would like to see from Wizards of the Coast moving forward as to how to better resolve some of these issues. So I'm just going to start with the first question that I have for you, Thomas, and that is, what is one good recent experience you've had with Secret Lair?
Yeah, so I think that in general, this whole question with Secret Lair, there's two main schools of thought, right? There's what you said, and that's the headache that is trying to get them. And then there's the actual content, right, of the drop. And you can even break that down more because the content kind of goes two ways. And I know that not everyone is going to agree with me on this one, but there's like how like aesthetically pleasing is it? Like is it something cool, something that you want to buy? Because that's the whole point of them, right? And then two is like how good are the cards? How playable are they? And for some people, I'm not saying that this is us, but this is kind of go into our problem with that first thing, the availability, and that's how like worth it are they, because you got your scalpers out there. So I think that actually a great example for my recent experience, to sum it up, is the Secret Lair that was just revealed today, which is October 28th, the day after the PlayStation ones were revealed. And this was the Avatar Secret Lair, and this is all about the cactus guy. And I think that this
Cactus
is
guy?
It's cabbage. Sorry, this costume's constricting blood flow to my brain. If you couldn't tell, it's real tight, but which is funny because he's supposed to stretch. But anyway, the Cabbage Merchant. Thank you, Adam. So there are 5 cards in this layer, and I have it here. We've got a Chain of Vapor, a Nature's Claim, Putrefy, Anguished Unmaking. Okay, see again. I'm gonna get there, and then Meltdown. And here's just my thoughts on this. Now, from a design standpoint, I think they kind of did a really good job on this one. The art's really cool, but not just that, because the actual cards that they're putting in tie into the theme of the layer very well. They're all about, destroying stuff, removing stuff. He's losing his cabbages and all that. So just with the flavor on, through and through, they did a great job. But the cards that they put in here are like honestly kind of garbage. I mean, Chain of Vapor, Nature's Claim, like, yeah, these cards see play, but they're not like a Demonic Tutor, which is what people are gonna look at and say, hey, I need to buy that, or everything that they put a Soul Ring in, like everything now, or like Greaves, like staples. And I don't have a problem with that. If I play the cards, then that's cool. Even if not, like just buying it to have the art, I think is awesome. It's what the Deadpool layer was for me. It's like just wanted to have it because I knew Deadpool Secret Lair, like that's awesome. If I don't use them now, I'll probably find a reason to use them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of where I'm at with it. And I think that it's been kind of hit and miss. And you know, sometimes they're just putting cards in just for the sake of it. You got like the Furby one where the actual thing is kind of garbage. They're just putting stuff in just to get people to buy it for the cards, or they're, you know, doing good art, but it's kind of like, I mean, it's cool, but do I really need it? And then just to pile onto everything with how impossible it's been to get these, it kind of just seals the door, and it's like, honestly, it's just not even worth it at this point. I'll just buy singles, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I didn't participate in the PlayStation one. I did hear all the news about that. The last one that we tried, well, we did try for the Demonic Tutor one, but the last one that I really wanted that I couldn't get, I think was around like the SpongeBob one. There was a couple other ones in there, and it's just you couldn't even, like, it's right when it opens, you're getting in line, and then it's hours of a wait, and it starts to go down. Then of course the thing like bugs or whatever, and then, you know, way after the whole glitch happens, then Secret Lair is out on Twitter saying, "Oh, we're experiencing technical difficulties. Bear with us." And then your stuff gets reset, and it's like, I've already been here for hours. Like, fuck this. And that's kind of where I get really annoyed, where it's like they know it's a problem and they're just still choosing not to fix it. And my last thing with this avatar, it feels just kind of perfect that the day after everyone's all super pissed off at Secret Lair for how terrible the experience was again for this PlayStation drop, they're gonna, you know, reveal some Avatar stuff. And I know we're getting into spoiler season, but they don't usually reveal Secret Lairs this early, like before the like legit spoiler season starts. So it just seems it's all a little peculiar, you know, that they're just trying to, you know, smooth things over or something. That's my 2 cents. I know that was a lot, but what do you think, Adam?
I was asking you about a good experience you had.
Well, okay. That was the
That
good
was the
experience. Was
question.
looking my fault. That was the good experience. Was
Oh, is
looking at
seeing
them. And
these?
it's like it's cool, and then it's like, but then it was ruined, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like every time you have a good experience with Secret Lair, it just gets ruined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that tends to happen, but I have to say what they've been doing with their extra life secret lairs lately is awesome. Their extra life secret lairs are exactly what every single secret lair needs to be. These secret lairs have consistently had good value, playable cards, reasonable prices, and a perfect printing system that balances demand. So, those of you who are not aware, the way these extra life secret lairs work is they benefit charity. Half of the proceeds go straight to charity, and the way they work is there is an initial limited print run. So if you show up to the site right when they release and you wait in line and you get lucky enough to get one, it will be shipped to you quickly because it's already been printed. But then for like a month or a certain specific set period of time, Wizards will continue to print these to demand. So it might take you a couple months to get the cards, but if for whatever reason you're unable to make the drop and you don't want to pay scalper prices, you are able to get these extra life secret lairs just at a slightly longer shipping timeline, because obviously they're not printed by the time you order them. And I don't understand why they don't do this with all secret lairs. I understand that these products are supposed to be special and limited and all that, but it really grinds my gears to see how well they're capable of doing secret lairs and then just see them not do it with every secret lair. Like they get it right and then they go back to doing it wrong. But I have to say that the second most recent one, the Pixel Perfect one, was awesome. It had, Fierce Guardianship, Delayed Blast, Fireball. It had Lightning Bolt, basically very playable cards and
That was the one
cards
from
that
last year, right?
yeah, that
And
was the very much worth it.
Is that what what was it called? Was it called?
Pixel Perfect.
That's what it was called. Yeah. Oh, Extra Life Pixel. Yeah. No, that one was
Yeah.
phenomenal. I
Yeah,
still have
we
a couple
both
on my
got
shelf,
that.
I think. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I think both of us got them. We didn't have to wait for the second print run. We both got them off of the initial limited run. We didn't have to wait any extra time.
Oh,
I mean,
they
it was
showed up
phenomenal.
quick. They showed up real quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and just yeah. But that was an amazing experience overall, and I hope that we can continue that. But let's pivot into Thomas, a bad experience, a recent experience you had with Secret Lair that was just bad, and I think we have a few in recent memory.
Yeah, yeah, my fault. I already kind of, I guess, spoiled it a little bit. But if I had to say something like specific, let me go back to that SpongeBob one, right? Where it was the SpongeBob Secret Lair, and I think the other one that came out in that drop that I really, really wanted. I don't remember what it was called, but I know it had that silence in it, like the cartoon silence and the
Ooh,
cartoon. What was the other
yeah,
one? It was like some other really good. There were all great cards in there.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
very playable.
yeah, and I wanted it so bad because I was going to use like at least half the cards. The art was just beautiful, nostalgic, but current, relevant, and the SpongeBob stuff would have just been a little cherry on top because that stuff was cool too. And I legitimately remember exactly where I was that day. I'm at work, and I realized that it's noon. It's annoying because they do Pacific, or is that what it's called? Pacific time? Yeah, Pacific time. So it's noon here is when they were dropped. So got my phone up, got in line a couple hours, and that was the first time. That was the very first time that we had these problems. I remember I could probably scroll all the way back months to when that was and see all of our texts of just how annoyed we were. And it was taking forever, and then that glitch happened which refreshed our places in line.
Oh, that
It
was awful.
froze. Yeah, and then they were on Twitter like way too late saying, "Hey, technical difficulties." Like they couldn't even say anything about it. And then that was noon that I got on there. I probably got home around 3:30 maybe, and I was still in line. My phone was burning hot in my hand, and I think that day I ended up just like passing out, and I missed out on it cuz it was like 4:35 by the time I passed out, took a nap, and then like that was it. They were all gone. I mean, they were gone before that. The ones I wanted were gone already. Like, um,
Yeah, that one was
it
super,
hurt.
super irritating. Because it's one thing to have a long line because it's going to be heavily demand, but just to have a glitch happen and have problems when you know that the site is going to have a lot of traffic. I mean, it seems like almost every drop has some sort of issue where there's some line mishaps, or the queue doesn't work correctly, or people find an exploit so they can click a link on Reddit and move to the front of the line and bypass normal people in line and buy multiple. It just
And the bots probably.
Yeah, it grinds my, and the bots are always going to be a thing. You're never going to have something with limited print runs not have people try to scalp it and have bots. But
They've gotten
when
worse,
you
I feel like,
couple that,
recently.
oh yeah, yeah, but when you couple that with having issues that affect normal people, it gets so out of hand. And I mean, my bad experience that I would say is the when I was in line for the demonic tutor secret lair. So Wizards released an uh interesting workaround. So if you were in the site before the secret lair dropped at noon for us, and you were in your cart, it would redirect you to a waiting queue, and it told us, essentially said, you're here early. Once the site flips over and all the new product is available, you will be moved into the checkout queue in a random assigned order before everyone else. So basically, everyone that got there at 9 o'clock in a second would be after us. And what ended up happening, I understand that it's a random order. So there was someone, at the end of the day, people were going to get screwed. People were going to be able to, or people were going to not have access to it. Like if you got assigned a randomly bad spot in line, you were just not going to get it. And that's okay. It's limited. But what ended up happening is I found out that people that had gone on the site almost 5 minutes after the site went live ended up being in line in front of me. People that had gotten there 5 minutes after or 5 minutes late were able to get the secret lair that I was waiting in line for that I didn't have access to. So it's like I don't mind waiting in a line until I see people cutting in front of me for no reason. And like these people weren't maliciously doing it. They just were using the system the way they thought it was supposed to work, and somehow it was broken. So you and I most likely got cheated out of getting that demonic tutor secret lair because of that system for whatever reason. For whatever reason, they decided to implement that, and it hasn't worked. And it seems like the same thing happened with the PSN super drop yesterday. It's the queue system is bad and broken, and it has been for a while, and it doesn't seem like they're doing anything to fix it. It just seems to be getting worse.
And now that you mention it with the stuff yesterday, can we take a second just to go back and look at it? Or I'll say go back. We can go look at it right now on the Secret Lair website, right? So yesterday they had all sorts of problems, same as they've been having, where it's just people, going in right away and not even getting a chance to get it. All this stuff selling out before they get to the front. Same problems with how all that stuff is set up. And what I want to say that's a little interesting, and this may be jumping the gun a little bit, but the ones that are sold out, that were actually dropped yesterday is how many? I think I saw something in my email that the Horizon one was selling out. I'm not sure if it actually did by now or not, but there was one in particular that sold out right away. Do you know which one I'm talking about, Adam? I'm just trying to find it right now.
It might be the ghost foils.
Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima and the God of War Greek. Those, yeah, I've seen them now. These are the only two that are sold out currently, which is interesting. And the reason why I just wanted to look at these, because since we're only a day after, so there's only two that are even sold out right now, and there was all these problems, all these people trying to get in, and they're really only interested in like one or two. So they have a bunch of stuff out here that's just kind of there. And I think what really helps illustrate my point is going back to these Furby ones. Guess what's still available? All the Furby secret layers. Everyone got in
We
line.
were right. Nobody wanted these Furby secret layers. The scalpers got all the confetti foil ones, and then nobody bought any other ones.
Yeah,
Like they're all still available. I'm so
Yeah.
happy. I'm so glad I proved all these people wrong.
Yeah, all the confetti foils. The only other ones that are sold out from that drop are the actual pop culture ones that people loved, and were super well received even before it dropped. So The Office, Jaws, and Iron Maiden, with stuff that already has massive following. So people are going to buy it just because they are fans of whatever the other thing is. But all this other stuff that just no one cares about, like they're not selling, and that's where I'm kind of looking at it, where they're using these names to get the sales. And that's why earlier I mentioned that whole Avatar thing, because all this stuff went wrong yesterday, and now all of a sudden they're going to spoil this Avatar thing that people are going to be super excited for, and people are like, oh my god, Avatar Secret Lair. And then all of a sudden it's like they want to just forget all these problems. And I feel like that's what Secret Lair has been kind of doing. It's just coasting on the names that they're partnering with, and the substance is just kind of going away. And I want to say a PSA, because I know we already had this conversation with the Universes Beyond stuff. I think these are separate issues. I think substance for a secret layer is a lot different than substance for a set. That's my disclaimer just for myself. Yeah.
Well, that is something that I sort of wanted to talk about. So, in these Universes Beyond sets, like the most recent one, Spider-Man, for example, they're standard legal. So that means that essentially competitive Magic the Gathering players now are, I don't want to say forced, but they effectively have to look at these cards, and they have to be able to build decks around these and metagame and plan around these cards, which as we've seen some of the backlash online, not a lot of competitive Magic the Gathering players are into that. And it begs the question, should it even be happening? Because the whole point of Universes Beyond is that if you don't like it, you don't have to buy it. And that's, I think, Universes Beyond is better in Secret Lair because Secret Lair cards are not, if they print mechanically unique cards, they're not going to be legal in any competitive formats. You don't necessarily have to get these cards to stay competitive in the metagame. You know, and that's, I mean, I really think that Secret Lair is the place for these cards. Um, but what I think is interesting is when Wizards talked about their big Universes Beyond, um, the whole Universes Beyond snafu last year, they mentioned that they would most likely be releasing in universes versions of these cards, and that would benefit people who don't really want the Secret Lair cards but who want to use those mechanics. Like, what if you wanted to use the Jaws card but you don't really care for Jaws and you wanted to use a card that has the same abilities? But ever since the Walking Dead Secret Lair, we haven't seen that. We've seen the Through the Omen Path versions on Magic Online, but even for the Secret Lairs that we've had mechanically unique cards, we haven't seen any in universes beyond, or in universe. Sorry, in universe. Ugh. Haven't seen any in universe versions of these cards yet. And is this ever gonna happen, or is that something that Wizards just said to kind of appease people and make them feel better about how much universes beyond they were going to start printing?
Well, I mean, the secret layers are one thing. I know that the universes beyond cards from like main sets have seen reprints in universe, right? Wasn't there? I wouldn't be able to think of the name off the top of my head. It's a cantrip, I want to say, from the Lord of the Rings set.
Oh
Like
yeah,
a
there's
really
cards
playable
like
one.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like so
there's
they've gotten
cards
their
like
inner universe
that.
printing, but not the secret layers.
Well, and it's only the thematic cards. So, like for example, the card that I don't remember what card you're thinking of, but I know that they've done it with
Oh, is
some
it
of the
Legolas?
Fallout.
No.
Well, they've done it with um oh gosh, they've done it
Yeah,
with
I'd have to
cards
come back
from
to
the
it.
Fallout sets. But the thing is, they're not creating in-universe versions of them. They've been only reprinting the cards that have names that make sense
Yeah, that
in
aren't like
in
tied to the
Magic's in
thing.
universe.
Hmm.
Yeah, so they're calling it the same thing. They're just printing it without a universes beyond border and printing it. Like, I know that they did it with a couple cards in one of the Edge of Eternity's Commander Precon. And I think that's really the only place that we've seen these cards reprinted without the universes beyond borders. But like, cards like the Wise Mothman, we're supposed to have in universes printings of those, with in universe and character names and in universes mechanics. Like, when is that happening? Is it going to happen? I don't think so. Personally, I think Wizards just said it because they wanted a quick cop out.
Well,
No shade towards Wizards for that, because they're a business and they got to make money and they got to make the fans happy. But I don't think they have plans of ever delivering on that or on that expectation.
I think in the case of like Mothman, I know that that's maybe not like the perfect example because that's like a
Mm-hmm.
commander, right? So a in-universe printing of that would probably only like it. There's no point in putting it in like a main set necessarily. It would probably just be in another commander deck if they. But that's separate. I think just in general, um, with like in-universe printings, there's not. I don't want to say that there's not really a point, right? But when they're already there, when they already exist, and I think this is the big part is while they still exist in standard, there's not really a point in printing them again. So it's not to say that down the road we won't get them. It's just like right now, and this is kind of its own thing recently that a lot of the sets that are coming out standard legal are like recently. This is where all these universes beyond sets are. So they don't need to reprint it again while it's still standard legal. Once these things phase out, I think that's when we'll start to see more. Like you said, the Fallout one, I think that's well outside. Oh no, Fallout was flat out universes beyond. It wasn't even standard legal, was it?
No, it was not.
Hmm. So I think okay. Maybe since more of them are just being standard legal, they don't really need to. But I think that's maybe the other side of things is just waiting a little bit. I don't know. I don't know. Hey,
Yeah,
I'm not Wizards. I don't make those decisions.
yeah, that's for sure. Um, but yeah, I really hope they do start to deliver on that promise. Just because some decks I don't want Spider-Man cards in them, and it's mostly a preference thing. Like I've liked other like I really like the Fallout Secret Lair or the Fallout precons, and I didn't really like Spider-Man, but that's just my preference. Um, but it would be nice to see them make good on that. So enough doom and gloom, Thomas.
Hmm.
What was your favorite Secret Lair drop ever? Doesn't even need to be something that you personally got to buy or own, because my pick is not.
Well,
But what's yours?
here's my question. Are we talking about drop or just card?
Maybe
Or
not
both?
card, but
Just card
like it
or
would be
just drop?
be
Okay.
like sets of a set of cards,
Hmm.
like a not like a super drop, but it would be like a drop.
Here's what I'll say, and I don't know if I'm allowed to pick two, but I'm going to anyway. Probably like my what I would have to say is like the most like playable, like my favorite for just like that I was able to have and just I think that the cards in the side are the best is that Spider-Man one that just came out that I actually was able to get at the Magic Con. I think there's still,
Really?
I think there's still a foil available on the site too. Because, dude, it had the Command Tower, the Soul Ring, the Ephemerate, and those are three cards, and all three of those just went in my Abdel, and it looks beautiful. It matches the aesthetic of it so well, and those cards are just beautiful. Plus, there's that Lightning Greaves, which is, I don't even get me started at how nice that is. That's gonna go in tough when she's all set. And then the other two cards, I think it was like what, three visits and another green card with like it has like Spider Punk and Gwen rocking out. Hmm.
Couldn't
It's
tell you.
something. It's a green card. Those two are sitting in my binder. I'll probably throw them somewhere. So if I had to like just only buy one, and that was just the one I get to use, it would be that one. But I have to say that like just what my favorite is of all time, period, is the ooh. I'm challenging myself, but I'm gonna remember the name. It is as seen on TV. No, sorry, that's the name of the deck. It's called maybe it's some like 80s thing. I don't know. It's the one with the first sliver in the food chain, the one that I use in my
Oh,
deck.
yeah, like those movie
And
posters.
yeah, oh dude,
Those are pretty sweet.
the name, it's killing me that I don't remember. I should know this. It's it's not as seen on TV. It's like something close to that. Oh dude, this hurts. It feels like a stab in the gut. I can't remember, but that's mine. How about you, Adam?
Well, this is gonna feel like a cop out after you poured your heart out about those two Secret Lairs. But mine are the synthwave basics from Shades
Hmm.
Not Included. And these basics are the most gorgeous cards I have ever seen. I Someday I am going to upgrade a deck to use these, and I'm going to buy them all outright, and it's going to be amazing. But these suckers, do you know what I'm talking about, Thomas?
Yeah, I'd have to look it up to remember exactly. I do generally remember what you're talking about. They're like the retro, like I don't want to say like
Hmm.
80s
Like
looking.
the virtual looking, yeah.
Yeah, like Tron. They're like the Tron lands, but like not like
Yes,
Urza. Yeah,
they
yeah.
are
I like those.
amazing.
Yeah, they do a good job on lands. Like I wouldn't say consistently, but like
Well,
seven or
not
80,
lately.
85% of the time, they hit on the lands.
I don't think so lately. I just
Yeah.
the the border that they've been the problem is they're using the full art border that they're using for regular full art lands with like the two, it's technically borderless, but it does have a black border, and it's got, the bar at the top and the bottom. I'm just not a fan. I feel like I would much rather just have the art go all the way to the edges, like the unlands and like these synthwave lands. I think it looks so much better.
I don't want to say it's
Um,
lazy, but like what, like legit, what is the point of having that border? You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean I get it. Like it makes it more of a magic card. Like it looks like a magic card.
They made Jaws. Like, come on. Like,
Yeah,
I
no,
think that
that's
went out the
yeah,
door with Secret Lair. Yeah.
yeah, no, that's fair. It is what it is. And I think that that's a disservice to the artist, and especially what I think is a disservice to artists is when they give amazing artists terribly valued cards. Like I feel so bad. Some of these recent Secret Lairs, like obviously they're doing more Universes Beyond stuff now, but over the past couple years, there have been Secret Lairs with gorgeous, gorgeous art, but the cards that they have to, put art on are just terrible. Like they give them terrible reprints that aren't worth anything, and then these artists have to see the Secret Lair not selling out, not doing well, not because the art sucks, but because the cards do. That breaks my heart because these artists work hard, you know. But you can't win them all, I guess. You can't always have amazing art and amazing cards, but just it feels really bad.
Well, talking about best, what about on the other side, flip side of it? You have like
Yeah, least favorite.
You go
Oh
first because I
boy,
think I'm gonna need
I
some
was gonna
time.
say.
Whoa, wait, actually,
Yeah,
hold on.
I
Before
didn't think of this.
I can I throw out my guess for what I think your least favorite Secret Lair is?
Sure.
This may not be like the number one, but this is probably pretty high up on your list. And again, I wouldn't know the name, but it's the lands, the all text lands. What are those called? The ones. Do you remember the guy at the
Yeah.
store at school,
Yeah.
college that used it?
I don't know what it was called, but I mean, the thing is, like, I'll never play those, but I don't hate them. Like, I think, they push the boundaries with that, and I respect that. They thought outside the box, or maybe thought inside the box. I don't know.
Inside the text box. Yeah.
Inside the text box. Yeah, I'm a fan of that one.
I mean, yeah, I don't hate them, dude. I've been trying to convince myself that I like them, and I just like I can't get there.
I like the idea.
But
I don't like how they
yeah.
look.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think I'm kind of with
God.
that one.
Least favorite. Because I mean, like, I just kind of block out the ones that I don't like.
Yeah, it's hard to remember stuff like that. I mean, maybe is there like a unique thematically, or what is it, mechanically unique card that you don't like from a Secret Lair or
There was
something
that
like that?
one. There was that one radio show one. I feel like that was a total whiff. Let me see if I can find it.
Was it recent? Was it a recent one?
Yeah, Secret Lair KEXP. You are not alone. These cards were not. The cards weren't worth anything. The most expensive card was a Concordant Crossroads, and the art is very nice on these. I won't lie, but the art doesn't really mesh at all because they're all different artists. And the basics definitely were not it. Like again, they have these dang borders on them, and it feels like a disservice to the artist just to be putting these borders on this gorgeous art. But I will say that's my least favorite because there was like I didn't even understand this KEXP. Like it's literally like a radio company. Like why are we collabing with this and making terrible cards?
Yeah, I would say there's been some questionable collaborations, but I don't want to speak too bad about a lot of them because I know that a lot of it is like donated to charity. So it's all like, really good cause. And those always feel good to support too, you know?
Yeah. Well, and they do such a damn good job because those are the ones that they make print to demand. They do everything right on those, and then they're like, "Oh, we made all this money. All right,
Yeah, yeah. Um, if I had to pick my least, so same thing. Where it's just like you kind of block out that stuff that you don't like. Um, but I'm gonna pick one that I think is just like way too overhyped, and you're probably gonna not like my take on this one, but the cat and dog ones.
Really?
I just, I mean,
The
they're
commander deck?
cool. I won't say the commander because wasn't there one
Oh yeah,
like
the
like a smaller drop,
oh
the one with like
yeah.
that double
Oh, the
sided
most
soul
recent
ring?
one?
Maybe. Look,
No,
I don't think
the
it's
most
bad.
recent one they did was a total whiff.
It's just, and it was way too overhyped. People were going crazy. The prices on those were insane.
Yeah.
Um, just for like some cards I think are like I like one secret layer I really want to shout out is that Hatsune Miku one that we got. The was it Digital Sensation, whatever the second one that they did was, the one with the soul
Yeah.
ring and the
In the command
command
tower.
tower. Beautiful. Oh my
Yeah, that
god.
one was
Every
great.
every single card in there beautiful. And that's kind of my standard like at this point,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, the Raining Cats and Dogs, the initial one, the commander deck, that was awesome. Everybody loves
Yeah.
that. Um, the Soul Ring is stupidly expensive. I think everybody loved the double sided cards. Obviously people were upset that it wasn't the whole deck wasn't double sided, but that's not really realistic, I don't think.
Yeah,
But
no.
the more recent one with like I think it had an arcane signet in it or something.
That's what it was. That's what it
Yeah.
was. It was the arcane signet because
Well,
the other
and
one was
they
the soul
didn't
ring. Yeah.
well, and they didn't make them double sided. Do you remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
They made us vote for whether we wanted the cats or the dogs, and then they released the dogs. Like
Yeah.
they had already done the double sided thing with this art style and these cards, and they're just like, we'll make you vote, we'll make you fight each other for it, and then we'll give you table scraps when we're done.
Yeah. Just like
That made me
dogs.
so mad.
They're treating us like the
Ugh.
dogs that they gave us in that secret lair.
No, they're treating us like pigs.
Oh.
I am a pig and I love to eat slop.
Well, I'm a dog. I'm Jake the dog.
Do you know what I'm referencing?
Flapping. Oh, wait.
It was
Yo,
that
don't
letter.
tell me. Don't tell me. Yeah, the what that dude said about the universes beyond.
Universes Beyond. Yeah.
Yeah, we are pigs. I'm the biggest pig of them all. I love slop. Yeah. I'll slop that. I'll slop it all up. I don't know if that's.
Hey yo. Hey yo.
Yeah. Anyways, let's move
all right.
on. Speaking of universes beyond, how about universes beyond and secret layers?
We
Perfect
just
little
talked about
segue.
this.
Yeah, but I feel like I had one more thing I wanted to say.
Well, I think Universes Beyond and Secret Lairs, that's where it belongs. I wouldn't hate maybe one set a year. I don't think we can do those little sets like Assassin's Creed. That one flopped pretty hard. That also might just be the Assassin's Creed fandom maybe not coming through exactly.
Hey, I bought a
Also,
box
the set just
and I
having
loved
mid
it.
cards.
I don't regret buying
Yeah,
a box.
I mean, I didn't hate it,
Amazing cards.
but like the cards weren't nuts. But I think that, and the problem is, like even more Secret Lairs, like it's not just Universes Beyond has migrated from Secret Lair to main sets. Like Secret Lair, the percentage of Secret Lair that is Universes Beyond has grown just as fast, if not faster, than the percentage of Universes Beyond in normal sets. I mean, now we're getting more. If we don't even count Secret Lair, we're getting more Universes Beyond cards than in Universes cards. And then if you tack Secret Lair on top of that, what are we doing? I feel like this entire episode has just been me complaining about Universes Beyond, but I think the place it belongs is mostly Secret Lair.
well, just on the like what you said about it growing just as much in main sets versus secret layer. Look at what's on the website right now. How many of them are not like are in in big air quotes in universe? How many of them are not like partnerships? We have the Dreaming Darkly one. So that's like number one. Then I think we have the costumes, the little kids in the costumes. Extra Life is still on there. So that's 3, and then there's like what, the
But
one
Extra Life was
more.
Play-Doh.
Ooh, so I guess that doesn't count. So then
Yeah, that's
that's
a collab.
2. So that's 2 out of everything else on the website, which is what, the 5 PlayStation ones that were
Furbies,
just dropped, 3, yeah,
PlayStation. Yep.
3 Furbies, um, I guess that Play-Doh one, the Spider-Man ones that are still on there. Iron Maiden has 3 of them. Like, it's only Universes Beyond now. Um, and this is the one thing that I really wanted to say before we move off of this right here is we already, had this whole, debate. I personally love main set Universes Beyond. Like, I don't have a problem with it. I think amazing. That's just my take. But I think that the bonus sheet on these in like main sets is ruining the secret layers, because you're putting all these amazing cards on your bonus sheet, and then what's left for the secret layers? Like, not a whole lot. And the bonus sheet ones kind of outdo the secret layers sometimes. And not even just that, there's just some alternate arts that are already great. Like, look at the Spider-Man. There was a newspaper head front line thing for a secret layer. But
Hmm.
didn't we also, we got like the comic book version of certain cards in the main set, and I'll be honest, the comic book version is kind of cooler than the newspaper ones.
And nobody bought the newspaper ones either. Nobody bought that
Ex-
Secret Lair.
exactly.
Did not sell out.
I think they're sold out now. I think the only one that's not is that one that I mentioned earlier. But oh no, it is still available. Damn. And again, it's like there's not even great cards on here, because guess what? They're saving all the best cards for the bonus sheet. Like, what, you had an opposition agent
Well, they
in the
have to
bonus sheet, like
use they have to use the bonus sheet to push the set because
and that's kind of the
people. I
problem.
mean,
Yeah.
people. The Spider-Man set was a flop. I think we know that. Wizards knows that. I mean, the consensus. I mean, did you see anybody opening up sealed product at MagicCon besides the stuff they got for free?
I was gonna say,
I
yeah, they
didn't.
did give us. I mean, okay, we got the box, but that's because we bought it with like our winnings from the events.
I didn't even want that one. I wanted boxes of Edge of Eternities personally, but cards are
I
cards, and I wasn't going to be upset.
I was happy with the Spider Man. That's just me.
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
sucker
No,
for
I mean,
slap. I'm a pig. I'm a pig.
yeah. Well, I mean, also is the fact that just like there were very few cards that were worth any money, and so to
Yeah,
me it
true.
felt bad throwing it out. Where at least if we got like an Edge of Eternities box, we could have the Stellar Sights lands, and we could make some money back. But like, I mean, when I was talking to people while trading in and getting cards for the CEDH deck and talking to vendors, they weren't selling any of it. Like the consensus was that it was not selling. Like the racks were full. They could not sell it, even at close to MSRP. It was really really rough for vendors. So I think they totally missed with that set, and even with the bonus sheet or whatever the heck they called it this time around. But
They still
and
call
that
it that, yeah.
definitely is taking away some thunder from Secret Lair, because when you can get gorgeous art with no borders, why would you buy Secret Lair?
Yeah. But hey, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think that with all this, I mean, I wouldn't really call it backlash. It kind of is. I think it's more just kind of chatter for Wizards. I don't think they like care too much about um, everyone getting mad at or at the Universes Beyond, because let's be honest, like, people are still going to buy it. People are still going to participate.
Well, they're
Um,
not catering. They're not catering to current customers. They're catering to the new customers that it will bring in.
that's it.
They
Yeah,
they
it's like
have
they're going to make
no.
so much money off of it that
Yeah, I mean, look at what Final Fantasy did. Like, so many people joined. I mean, what did they? What? How much did they? I forget how much they said they made. They made like 300 million in like 2 days or something. Like an
it
absurd amount of
was.
money.
I think it was hands down the highest. Like,
Oh
is
yes.
grossing, is that a
Oh, by
thing
far.
for this?
Yes, it
It
was.
made the
I
most
mean,
money out of any set in history.
light years ahead of even Lord of the Rings, which was the most or the highest before that.
Mm.
I mean, Final Fantasy exploded, which
So
I think
yeah,
people expected Final Fantasy to not be good and Spider-Man or Marvel Spider-Man to not be good or
to be
to
good, yeah.
outperform Final Fantasy, and it was the total opposite and like polar opposites. Final Fantasy was so good and Spider-Man was awful.
And I think that's just going to happen. And that happened. And okay, and this is where, in my opinion, going back to the the argument from before, is I feel like that's just, even if we weren't doing all these universes beyond, that would still happen with main sets. It's just the highlight, like the
Yeah.
focus is being drawn towards it because it's got the name. But that's you know
Well,
that's
people are
something we
staying
got to
away
hit
from it
for
for
sure.
different reasons,
Yeah.
you know? Like but I feel like that point is almost moot anymore because people are so excited to go back to Lorwyn and everyone I thought the online consensus was that everybody hated Lorwyn, you know? But everyone's like super stoked to go back. But
Everyone's stoked for everything. That's just how the
I'm
community
stoked for it because
goes.
it isn't Universes Beyond.
This guy,
I'm
such
stoked
a
for it because it's
hater, such a hater. I'll tell you what I'm
yeah,
stoked for. You
maybe
know what I'm stoked for? You already know the answer. Tell me what I'm stoked for.
Star Trek.
Before that, I'm stoked for something before that, and then I'm not going to be stoked for anything until Star Trek.
Oh,
Yeah,
Avatar.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm excited for Avatar.
I got my sights set. And to be fair, there's sounds like some absolute banger sets coming out all of next
Well,
year, except for
I'm excited for Avatar because the cards are so pushed. So many of the cards are really
mm,
good. Like
yeah,
there's
let's
some really good cards.
okay, don't dip your feet in too far. Let's hold off on that as long as we can, because that's not the conversation today. Um,
Next week,
oh my god,
next
don't get
week
me
we'll be coming
started.
at you with some new Avatar stuff.
Oh, I'm such a pig. All this slop that they're giving us. Oh my
Slopping it
gosh.
up.
uh, so anyway, Secret Lair. Did you have anything else, Adam, on your list for us
Yes.
to look at today?
Yes. So this is something that not a lot of people are aware of. So to sell on TCG Player, um, you can opt into what is called pre-sale ability, and so this is you are allowed to sell product before the set officially launches. Now, in order to do this, you can't just be a normal person operating out of your bedroom. You have to be in order to do this there has to be a trust built up so that when people order pre-release products from you they can prosecute you legally and they can trust that you'll have the product to send out um, or in some cases they have to trust you enough that you have already pre-ordered the product so that you know you'll have it so that a certain time period after you sell it you will actually deliver it to your customers. In order to do that, TCG Player requires, and let me get the exact wording here. This is not very well known. You need to be a certified hobby shop. And the TCG Player website reads, certified hobby shops are sellers that have officially verified with TCG Player that they are a licensed reseller of gaming merchandise and have a storefront location. So a lot of these, and when you see these crazy high scalper prices on things like Secret Lairs and early access to, collector booster boxes, to resell or to pre-sale these items, these TCG Player sellers have to have a brick and mortar location. These sellers own stores. Let me say that again. The scalpers own game stores. So all of these people at your LGS that are saying support local game stores, they may very well be scalping the very products that you so desire and love. I don't know how this hasn't gone mainstream and how people have not realized this sooner. But in order to scalp products on TCG Player, you have to own a game store, which is crazy.
It's despicable. I remember
Yep.
I remember when you told me, and honestly, I couldn't even believe it at first. And everyone that I've talked about it to since then, it's just the same story. It's like, you know, we're brought up like in the just the TCG community, across the board, no matter what, what game you're playing, that the game store, support your LGS. Obviously you can buy stuff online and get maybe cheaper price, but it'll take some time to get there or whatever. I know you're buying from, other stores generally, or if it's people, and so, you'll go in, support your game store, you'll get the card in hand, you'll maybe pay a little bit extra, but it's good to like keep them running because, they're the ones that support you, the community, you in your community, giving a place to play and all that stuff. And man, it just doesn't feel good because with this whole Avatar thing, it probably was the case. I mean, it was the case for Spider-Man for a little bit, and then I think obviously for Final Fantasy is where it like really got wind. But for Avatar, for the longest time, I know that they've been going down. All these stores were, putting like test pre-orders up on their boxes for high prices, saying limited quantity at this high price, just to like, test the water, see how many people were gonna buy it, all this stuff. I heard like all this, I'll call it speculation, even though it was actually happening. It's people kind of, making sense of what's going on. So they're testing the waters, putting these things out that they obviously don't have at the time yet. I mean, they're probably getting them now, but way over MSRP, and they would even put another one out afterwards for even more, and people would buy it. So now they're like locked in, and so I kind of knew about that, right? But what I thought is that though on the actual game store websites, I thought that those prices that they were kind of doing were driven by what the scalpers and big, what I thought were just regular, day-to-day scalpers were doing on like TCG Player, where you can like, put stuff in a market. But to know that it's them, it's just them also. Man, it's kind of eye-opening. Again,
Breaks your heart.
business. Yeah. I know business is probably the big moral of today's story, but it's just, yeah, it's tough. It's tough to see.
Hmm. Well, on that super sad note, I've got nothing else to mention about Secret Lair. Um, I still think you should go and support your LGS. It's very easy to find out if your LGS is doing this, and you probably might even know that they're doing this. You might have an inkling. Um, Mine, fortunately, does not. Um, but be a little more skeptical and definitely take a look on TCG Player and see if your LGS is scalping people, and then you should go in with a hatchet and scalp them.
Yeah. Yeah, or I
Um,
mean, there's always places that you can support, and and I feel like I'm still with that, always. It's always good to support local, no matter what it is,
oh
just
yeah.
'cause, just in general. But definitely don't let it deter you, because it's not always their fault, you know. Um, so I'm still with it, and even if it might not sound like it after all the talk today, we're I'm sure you would agree with me, and we're still big supporters of just Secret Layer in general.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the stuff, and we're hoping that we start getting on the right track. Um, and if they ever, whenever they drop like the charity stuff, I'll try and support that. Um, those are it's just such a great cause. And I mean, the extra life one is an amazing cause. The other ones, I know they've done a few different ones in the past, but it's always great because you're supporting charity and you're getting to play more of your favorite game with some cool cards. Um,
Yeah.
so that's kind of where I sit with it. And I'm excited for the countdown one. I will say, I'm excited
Oh
for that.
yeah. I'm excited.
The
That's gonna
Urza
be a good one.
Saga, Urza Saga looks amazing. Demonic Consultation we already knew was cool. And also the last thing I want to say too is I really hope that they keep up with what they've been doing recently and dropping like trailers, like legit trailers, like they did.
Oh
at the con.
yeah, those are cool.
Because like they'll do like little like graphics of like the cards or like that video, like that girl like opening them, like opening the packs. And, like those are cool, I guess. But like yeah, these like it was the Office one. Oh my god, like they
so
cooked.
well done.
They cooked. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's gonna do it for me though.
Yeah. Let's kick this thing off. Thank you, everyone, so much for watching. Leave your thoughts on recent Secret Lairs if you've been able to get the ones that you wanted to, or if you've had other woes. Throw those in the comments. Let us know. We'd love to hear from you. Do subscribe to us here on YouTube, on Spotify, and Instagram and TikTok. We have all those accounts linked in this description of this video. Go ahead and check those out. We are doing a giveaway, like we said in previous episodes, for once we hit 100 subscribers and on YouTube and followers on TikTok and Instagram. Once we do that, we're giving away a sweet Edge of Eternity's themed Magicon exclusive playmat from Atlanta. So run those up so we can do that giveaway and get that sent out to one of our awesome fans.
Yeah. Thank you guys again. And all the comments, we read them all. We try to reply to them all. And
yep.
A lot of interesting takes out there is what I'll say.
Yeah.
But we really do appreciate it.
We love talking to you guys, and yeah,
it opens our minds up too. So thank you. Until next time. And I think I'm excited for next time too. Sorry, that's it. I'm just thinking because you already got me like thinking about it. Look, okay, can't get ahead of myself. Oh, I'm so excited for Avatar. Anyway, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here.
Catch you on the flip.
See you guys.